All right, so today in Jewish history. Today, over here. All right, so today the Gemara tells us that to be 113 years before the Common Era, so whatever the year it was, 3448, the Gemara tells us that Alexander Alexander the Great was coming towards Yerushalayim to attack Yerushalayim. Shimon Tzaddik got word. The reason why he was coming to attack Yerushalayim was because the Samaritans, there's a law in America called Good Samaritan law, that if someone helps somebody else, then they're a Good Samaritan, And even if they by mistake hurt them, then they're protected by Good Samaritan law. Huh? The Samaritans weren't good people. Huh? Nonsense what? But they were good. They were saying they weren't good. They weren't good. The Samaritans were terrible. In any case, they complained to Alexander the Great about the Yidden. They said that the Jews are going to rebel against the government, and so he came himself with his troops, Alexander the Great. And as he was coming, so Shimon Tzaddik, who was a Kohen Gadol, got wind of it, and he decided to go himself to meet Alexander the Great. And Alexander the Great saw him. He got off his horse, and he got down to him. The story goes, and he said that he had visions of Shimon Tzaddik, and now he sees who he is. He's like, wow. And then he turned back, and he didn't find the Jews. So that took place on the 21st day of Kislev. So in Lubavitch, in Chabad, they celebrate the 19th and 20th of Kislev. In Satmar, they celebrate the 21st of Kislev, Chaval Kislev. Yutes Kislev we have. Satmar, they celebrate Chaval Kislev. Tonight is the 22nd, today is the 21st. And in Satmar, they celebrate the 21st of Kislev, because that's when the Satmar Rebbe was saved from Bergen-Belsen on the Kastner train. There's a Kastner transport where actually the Nazis were paid off money to, to Switzerland? I remember what's the whole thing. I don't remember exactly where it was, but could be. But anyway, so there were 1,368 actually Jews that were saved on this Kastner rescue, and the Satmar Rebbe was one of them, Rebbe Yoelish. And so in Satmar they celebrate their big day. They were saved from the Nazis, and really Satmar continued because of him and really flourished with hundreds of thousands of Chassidim. They're probably, after Chabad, they're probably the biggest group of Chassidim that there are in Satmar. Why said he's coming, right? That's coming. Who? Gur? Gur is up there, but I think Satmar is bigger. But then Satmar is also a lot of groups within Satmar. Like Tosh is within Satmar. Then you have the Torah Karta within Satmar. Not every Satmar belongs to Torah Karta, but the Torah Karta is a part of Satmar. So there's many different fractions within Satmar. But I think they're bigger than Gur. Gur is big. I think Satmar is big. In any case, it's all thanks to Rebbe Yoelish, who was the Satmar Rebbe after the war. And during the war, and just two quick words from the Satmar Rebbe. One, Barry Snyder told me this morning, and one, my father used to always joke around with. Barry Snyder said this morning is the Satmar Rebbe Yoelish, who was a Kanoi. He was known to be Kanoi. He was an extremist. And everything, he was a huge extremist. Huh? Yeah, he was a big extremist. And even though he would send people for brachas to the Rebbe, his own Chassidim, he couldn't help them, he would send them to the Rebbe for a bracha. So many stories like that. But he also came out against the Rebbe. When the Rebbe...
What did he get? When you say against, what against do you think? You must understand the Big Rabbanim is an issue for each one. What the
right. So
against like you think.
He had a love for the Rebbe.
That's right.
And he had respect for the Rebbe.
Absolutely.
But he was also his way of life. He was an extremist. And sometimes extremists act is they throw something. They don't mean it that way, but they come out with an extremist way. So for example, and maybe to his defense, I'm not. But he came out very strongly, sharply against the Rebbe. How could the Rebbe encourage people to put on tefillin without washing neglav there? And he's right. The Shulchan Aruch says, it's not right, because the Rebbe's right. But I'm saying he has a point that the Shulchan Aruch does say that before we put on tefillin, we're supposed to wash our hands. Neglav, and actually that's what he's supposed to do. And the Rebbe pushed Shulchan Aruch.
It says sometimes you have to do something against the Torah in order to do something good.
So sometimes you have to outweigh. It's triage. Triage is you outweigh. There's an emergency over here, and you have to outweigh. Which is, yes, we're not dissing his point, but there's also
he thought that the Rebbe is breaking the tradition, but the Rebbe had attention, and he didn't understand his attention. His way.
Same when it comes to Eretz Yisrael. He wasn't 100% wrong when it comes to Eretz Yisrael. He wasn't 100% wrong. Sami Rebbe. He was basing on Gemara. He was basing it on being strongly against the country.
I think that all the Jewish people there, religious came to Eretz Israel. It says, "Lerov al Adat Melech Hashem Mashiach will immediately be happy." Because Eretz Israel is always still in the Gola and still.
Obviously, we believe what the Rebbe did is right. Obviously. And that's the Rebbe's way of life. I'm just saying that his point was based on something legit. It wasn't not legit. His point. It was. He had a valid point.
The time was suiting all this time, but now it's not. Now you have to change.
In any case, so that's one part. Sorry, I didn't say the part yet. In any case, so one part that Barry said this morning is that sometimes you can have. So he was even though he was such a kana, even though he was such a extremist, he was one time talking. One of his chassidim. I don't know how that could work because a chassid. I cannot imagine a chassid coming to the Rebbe and saying, "The Rebbe, how can you do something like that? How can you do something? Whatever the Rebbe does, that's what the Rebbe does, and that's it." But I guess it works differently in Satmar. I guess it works that way in Satmar. So they came up to him and they asked him, "How could you give such respect to a certain Jew? Whatever he doesn't have a beard." And he said that you could have a Yid, you can have a Jew without a beard, and you can have a beard without a Jew. I'm just saying. The point is that he was an extremist in his view, and obviously in Satmar they do have beards, but nevertheless he was able to come to terms, and he's able to say. I'm saying to his advantage. I'm giving him a compliment. I'm saying his advantage. Another thing my father used to always say that he used to say, maybe others should say, and it works in Yiddish, it doesn't work in any language, but I'll try to translate, then either you get it, you don't worry about it. He would say, "Was Naheim is given a shlak is an America Aruf." Okay, so a shlak has two meanings to it. A shlak means on the sukkah, we build a shlak, it's like a temporary roof. Like a flimsy temporary roof on top of the schach to be able to protect it from the rain. So these contraptions that you build, it's called a shlak in Yiddish. A shlak also means. Let's start. A shlak also means like somebody who's this guy just like he's a shlak, like. So he used to say it's Naheim, which in Naheim was a shlak, is an America roof. So a shlak is again a flimsy roof. In America, a roof, right? And also a roof is they say rather in Yiddish, a roof. In Satmar they call it a roof in Yiddish. They say Naheim was then a shlak, someone just like yo-yo is in America. Anyway, my father used to always say that. It was a funny thing, and we connect his day to Shama Shem another year. Ashrei, page 101, we'll be able to do the shots as soon as we want them. One bit last.
Baruch atah Adonai.
Baruch Adonai.
Melech, neem eens nog eens weer geschoven. Laat ik even bezig worden. Ik ga ja meesten. Ja, dat is am Ziel. Ik zal schon op tu zo. Ga kost we ja weer gebeuren zo dat we ommaak. Dat is goed. Dat is net weet ik hoe mooi op de schaap. Oké, hey. Mit der Coach gekost und leben. Nee, weil der haben die Coach schon Coach steht, ich habe auch gesagt, da die da la Coach. Ja, da kann ich da spielen nicht mit hoch mobil und da. El Malchei Bnei Menachem Al Davar Dodi Noi Evechel Am Yisrael Sabino Davar Shezuk Shem Mizrach El Tevi Midvat Davar Hashon Dodi Noi Borich Hashon Nam Devad Chilu Sek Some Scabs Video Sino comes to me after becomes also terrible Dodi Noi Kekabetz Nitche Am Yisrael Shemi Version Wait and about the Chila Behold, see me York, we're not going to make a little out of the Melach Ajax, da kom ich mal. Da muss ich diese Buch am nicht verdienen. Das ist aber egal. Ich mal, ich meine Sache, ich sage. Es sagt nie, aber wir gehen mal da die neue Schäfer nie also muss ich am Israel. Aber das ist frei, aber geht jetzt nicht Berlin, ja, mach reden ist. Aber ich komme schon kommen best. Ist okay, no, ich mache mal ich hoffe doch, da die neue. Nicht noch wie Tag, hat ich schon wieder Berachim Tosh, und sich sicher, ich schon die beiden Priester noch mit sich Tag in. Diese Rekorde wir bin in dort in Nei Russland, ich kann nicht dort sagen. Ich was kommen wie no call haye, aber in heute. Ja, kann ich nicht schon. Mag ich nur ich nach Kamera Prozess für Sino. Ich mit das Nummer noch bitte gemacht ich will. Ja, das mit das Kopf dort in heute. Schon ja. Ja, andere gesagt schön, wir sagen wie ich so was das dann wir das schon am Khauf dann in مشوب غلطي من اخر دادي نو اما خزش ناس غلطي انا شو مسوي نقول اسلام نساقش كمان من في زمن يسقش كويس على لقيت تراي متى كيلو خد رقم راكم كده استخدم لي يوم كيفين الله يعقوب مسبرك بيصير مساس شمخ ما تعمل بين بعد כל החיים ידעו חסאו, יאו שם, אלה שעושים, אז אצלנו סלו ילדי, ברוך, עדו עדין הוי, תקשים כל חנוע להידס, שים שם, חיים חיים, חצלח, נוח, בכיר, בנחם, כי ביחד בנחם, נוסעת לנו עדין, לא ילי, רזכם, וזגזו, שולים, תראי בין נחם, רסם, כתוב חייס, ושם משל נחם, עדו עדין הוי, הדבר נכס עם לישראל, ושלום. איך הבא עם הטובה לרח מגריזם אבל בשם שמחו שום כי אם יסעצי ואם ישום אז נשאר עושים מסקשים בין המעמוד כי אם יגרם שמדין אוי ושום נאמן היה אבל אני לא יכול לא יקרא לא אני כי הוא יעד יצאים זכור כבנו חמזוינו לישנו הדרק בשמח דעת מחבר ותזרנו ואנש שמח עסקה שמירה בו ועוד נוחינוס ואנחנו חוצי ועצמך מגרנו כתנשיך אנחנו חיים חול ביסור הכל מה קוראים לו אמן אמן שמירה בו סגור שלם שלוש נקוטו אין לנו כמה חצי שלוש אמן סתם זה סבוס מחול בישראל קודם מיני בשמי בנו אמן אמן איזה שמר לו יעש שמר לו אמן יוני שמיים יסד ja kijk al heb ik wel in mijn hart is wel heel Never know how to do it. As by Yem Oli, Adonai Yachod, Shmo Yachod. Mas mesmo por saber azul o adorno e não devemos lembrar quando isso mesmo só
Adonai, Eloheichem,
ele falou a só dá cheio
Malchus Evrosim, Kilu Aleihim Moshe Bnei Israel, Telefon Shir B'Simcha Rabba, V'yamru Kulo. Malchus Karabonecha B'kei Yomrim Moshe, Ze Eivi Oliv Yomru. Adonai Imlok, V'Ovoy V'Neimar, Kipol Yavinis Yakshu Kerem, Yad Kozak Yimenu, Igual Yisrael, Amen. Ashki Ben Novi. What's going to say again? Shemeinu Tzleinu Adar Baruch Adonino Shemer Sam Yisrael Allah Amen. Iskadav Iskadav Shmeirabo V'yad V'yach Yusef Yamlet Malchus V'zman V'yad V'yach Amen. V'chayeikem Yameik V'yad Beis Yisrael Ba'kol Echam Korin Amen. Amen. Yesh Meirab V'yad Yesh Meirab V'yad Abu Kemai V'yad 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 Shmei Bikucho Brihu. Amen. Yed Vikol 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 Amen.
Just keep me. Don't eat all of it. Wait, are you doing it? Just two more. Two more. No, just two more. And no more. Don't
Izgadāš mierā blō. Jol, bija pjūsi, jamlik malkusi, smaku koni, vikor mišika. Lecha jēkam, jamēkam, kēdu kol beisis, so elbā golas man kori vim rome. Ishmira, Vesale, vesalol, shmejdi kuchemlihu. Amen. Leil mikol b'chazum shiros, otosh b'chazum nekamos, and the yom movim rome. Amen. Tiskames los hen dechol beis Yisrael, kodem hen v'shmaya vim rome. Amen. Yesh lo marav v'shmaya kantin, olein val kol Yisrael v'vim rome. Amen. Oiseh, sholim v'meimo v'yatze shalom aleinu val kol Yisrael v'vim rome. Amen. Aleinu v'shaveh akarin akol v'shaveh. Shem Shem v'melech. Ma'anachnu. Akoder baruch hu shoknei teshamayim. Thou can make a body knowing. Adonai, Yevloi, Leilom, Vaved, B'nei Marvo, Yadonai, remember, Lord, Vayemahu, Yadonai, Echad, Ushmo Echad, Kedam, Kedam. Amen. Amen. Yesh bina Amen. 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 Oh yeah. We should have a good night, the best night ever. Shabbos 9 o'clock was the minyan. Shay, we missed you Shabbos morning.